Hello, and welcome to another birdsincanberra.com video, where you can see photos and clips of some of the wonderful wildlife I have been fortunate enough to record. I hope you like what you're about to see. The Australian Capital Territory is fortunate to have Australia's second largest river, the Murrumbidgee, flowing through it. The river flows from the southeast to the northwest and is never far from the city of Canberra. In May 2020, I decided to focus on the river for photography in what I called Murrumbidgee May. I used the project as an excuse to work my way along the river and some of its tributaries. This photo shows the recent environmental history of Canberra. The dry, cracked earth in the middle indicates the prolonged waterless period of late 2019. The black sludge on the bank is ash from the horrific summer bushfires we had, while the different levels of the river on the bank record the recent wet weather. While this drone shot is of the much older history of the river, showing was probably an ancient riverbed from when the Murrumbidgee was much wider. Fortunately, the Murrumbidgee still flows and is a place of much beauty, where it is sometimes nice just to sit quietly on the bank and watch the water go past. May is autumn in Canberra, which often means fog in the mornings. On average, there are 20 foggy days a year in Canberra, concentrated in the colder months of the year. On this day, I was surprised to see the fog rolling in along the ridges, rather than along the river, although the river would normally have a mist rising from it in the colder months because of a temperature difference with the air. I visited 3 tributaries of the Murrumbidgee River for this project, including the 76-kilometre long Cotter River seen here, which flows from the south through Murrumbidgee National Park and helps supply drinking water to Canberra. This is the 35-kilometre long Gudgeonberry River that also flows north from Murrumbidgee National Park, and it collects the waters of a number of different streams and smaller rivers along its journey. Because it flows from the Brindabella Ranges, its waters are often cooler than those of the rivers surrounding it. The final tributary I visited was the Murrumbidgee River. This area in the clip is very near to the confluence with the Murrumbidgee, and on the morning I was there was a heavy fog blanketing the river. The Murrumbidgee is 115 kilometres long and was dammed further upstream in 1964 to form Lake Burley Griffin, but as you can see in this film, it was flowing well on the morning I was there. From the different perspective in this drone shot, you can see the Molonglo River on the left, meeting the Murrumbidgee coming in from the top, and the flow of the Molonglo is causing some clouding of the water in the centre of the photo. The water quality between the rivers varies because of the recent rain and the flow rates of the rivers. These shots are from the Gudgeonberry River, while these more turbid ones are from the Cotter River. Some of the ponds of the rivers have very clear water, but I am always struck by the lack of underwater life compared to similar sized rock pools on the seashore. Of course, there is life in the rivers, such as this fish leaping out of the water, and I am very sorry for the poor quality of the enlargement. And there's also a lot of vegetation around this regular source of water, with the plants looking especially lush after the recent rain. Little Pied Cormorants are a very common native water bird in Australia, at home in both fresh and salt water. This one was perched on a submerged branch in the Murrumbidgee River. Although it was looking at things in the water, it never actually dived in to catch any food while I was watching it. This Australian magpie was in a tree overlooking the Murrumbidgee River, doing a much better job than me at tolerating a bitterly cold wind. I saw this white-faced heron near the confluence of the Molonglo and Murrumbidgee rivers. This film was shot in the fog, but the photo you will see shortly was taken later when the fog had lifted on my way back across the river. I suspect the heron liked fishing in this part of the river because it stayed there the whole time I was in the area, about 2 hours. Eastern grey kangaroos are common in Canberra, but I still get a buzz photographing them, especially when I can approach them closely like this one. This was a wild kangaroo, but it seemed accustomed to humans. Or maybe it was just enjoying eating the luscious green plants. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.